from paragraph 2 of Standing Order 10. Those in favour say aye, those against say no. Yes, the ayes have it.
Statements by Ministers, none. Public Bill, second reading.
Yes, Honourable Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Keep an eye on the time. Huh?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
You have time, but keep an eye.
Madam Speaker, I don't stand before this Assembly with neither the intention to defend the leader of this House, nor the leader of the Labour Party, because I fundamentally believe that this person, who is the Prime Minister of our country, is fully capable of defending himself. Madam Speaker, I stand before this House as a patriot to defend my nation, our people, and the future of our country. Demagogues are all over. Comment dire, en créole, petit serpent moyen, gros serpent peut sortir dans tout trou. Peut une simple division, peut créer division entre nous.
Not more in Creole.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, some unscrupulous people tend to forget that beyond cheap politics lie the fate of our country. Instead, they want to stop our country to move forward in a structured, responsible, and accountable manner. Madam Speaker, just to think that this country and the financial responsibility of a government is all about giving allowances is nothing else but a patronizing, irresponsible, short-sighted view of certain individuals who apparently give the impression that our people and our nation only crave for arms and not capable of standing up responsibly with a clear mind, with all its might against adversity, to build a sustainable economy to ensure that tomorrow is a legacy to be handed over to our children with pride and satisfaction. Madam Speaker, a clear word of caution to the demagogues with their demagogies. Beware. It has always been the case that truth and sincerity will prevail in the face of minds full of darkness, spreading lies and insanity for political gains. L'ironie du sort, Madame la Présidente, il se déclare comme le prince héritier du symbole soleil, mais dépasse sa malhonnêteté et ses mensonges. Il traîne la ténèbre dans ses pattes. Le dire qu'on est venu au pouvoir.
Minister.
Il dit qu'il sera au pouvoir.
I can see what you're trying to do. I am reminding everybody that we are dealing with the issue of Creole, and please don't push me too much. We are dealing with this, and hopefully we're coming with something soon. So please respect the standing orders.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Il dit qu'il va être au pouvoir.
Voilà.
Il doit s'arrêter de rêver. Courage de Patina. Tu as fait faire sa vie, la vie de la cuisine.
Minister.
Tu as détruit l'économie de notre pays.
Voilà.
Tu as pris le peuple.
Excuse me for a moment. Don't think that I'm in love with French or English. It's just that you must respect what we have decided in this House. You must respect.
Yes,
and you must respect me.
Yes, Madam Speaker. And I do. Tu as détruit l'économie de notre pays. Tu as pris l'argent du peuple que tu as donné à ta famille d'Amaradiva par milliards. Tu as pris l'argent du peuple à coups des milliards pour les Judas renommés. Pravin, tu as pris l'argent du peuple pour faire des cadeaux par milliards. Abdullah, Sonat, Chetty, Bikari, Gopi. Ayo, me fatigué. Tu as créé.
I'm going to suspend the sitting.
I'm sorry.
I am going to suspend the sitting the next time that
Yes,
you
Madam
have
Speaker.
just promised me. So what is your promise worth?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
This is the last time, otherwise I'm suspending the sitting. Je ne suis pas une maîtresse d'école, hein? Ni une mère fouettarde.
Yes, Madam
Mais
Speaker.
il va falloir qu'on travaille d'appeler les règles.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Tu as créé le MIC pour dévaliser la Banque des Maurice. Toi et ta savate de deux, tu as détruit et dévalisé le fonds du NPF. Tu as fini par détruire l'image même des Mauritius. Michel Lejonga, Honorable for Mr. Lejonga, Honorable for Honorable Leader of the Opposition,
That's better.
votre leader et vous avez défoncé la caisse du CWA. Hier, vous n'étiez pas là à l'écouter. Je le répète, au coût des 700 millions des roupies. Monsieur Lezonga, leader de l'opposition, vous avez failli à assumer vos responsabilités, même au CIB, dont liés à des risques des blackouts. Et je prends vos mots, monsieur, leader de l'opposition. Païsa Naïba, Pani Naïba, Courant Naïba.
Non, ça suffit. Ça suffit. Ça suffit. Si ça continue, je vais lever la séance.
Vous avez volé ce peuple.
D'abord, monsieur le ministre.
Au vu.
Monsieur le ministre, asseyez-vous. Monsieur le ministre, d'abord, vous vous adressez à la présidente de l'Assemblée. Deuxièmement, ne faites pas ce petit jeu-là entre les langues, parce que je sais très bien qu'est-ce qui se passe. Moi, je parle plusieurs langues, hein. Vous le savez. J'adore l'anglais, j'adore le français et j'adore le créole. Je ne parle malheureusement pas bhojpuri. Nous n'allons pas faire ce petit jeu. On peut le faire comme ça une fois, symboliquement. Deuxièmement, vous vous adressez à moi, vous ne vous adressez pas directement au leader de l'opposition. Vous vous adressez to the speaker. Otherwise, honestly, I will have to suspend the sitting.
I duly take note, respectfully, Madam Speaker. Il y avait un autre mot, je vais m'en passer. And then, Madam Speaker, when the figures didn't add up, then budgets were tampered with, not to say forged, by irresponsibly inflating the GDP and decreasing the budget deficit, leading to fictitious fund allocations to mislead the people of a whole nation. Et ensuite, pour boucher les trous, prenons les mots d'un beau et bon parleur. Ils ont parti imprimer des billets. Ils sont partis imprimer des billets. And, Madam Speaker, we heard the Honourable Leader of the Opposition saying that there is money. Then it is legitimate to ask Pravin and Padachi, sir, if you had money, then why you failed to duly pay over 1,000 workers for the work done during the COVID period, which amounts to almost 2 billion rupees, is still owing. Des milliers de travailleurs et majoritairement, Madame la Présidente, of low-income earners. If you had money, sir, why didn't you clear the mess you left with pack and blisters? If you had money, then why you left, amongst other things, STC, CEB, CWR, SBM, Air Mauritius with billions of debt. If you had money, then tell us why. You took over in 2014. Moody graded our country then Baa1. And in the time you were in government, our country was downgraded to the verge when investors, offshore business, and financial sector is seriously jeopardized as you left us at the doorstep of a junk state. Worst of all, Pravin, you taxed us on petrol for COVID vaccines. And dishonest that you are, we still owe the company that provided these vaccines by millions. Madam Speaker, the reckless acts and doings of Pravin Jagannath and his ministers, such as the leader of the opposition, jeopardized the safe Hajj pilgrimage this year, when the supplying company of vaccines refused to supply vaccines unless millions of rupees of outstanding debt were settled first. Madam Speaker, we are thankful to personal intervention of people like Honorable Mr. Bichu, Honorable Minister Mohammed, that needful was done in time. And these people have the audacity to pretend to be high and almighty and give lessons to good governance. Monsieur Pravin Jagannath, vous n'avez aucun droit moral ou quoi que ce soit à nous donner des leçons. Madam Speaker, undeniably, it is human nature. Who doesn't like to be popular, appreciated, loved, and sometimes even flattered, especially politicians? Madam Speaker, do we have to be geniuses to know that the measures announced in the budget 2025-2026 by the Minister of Finance were going to be difficult? Then we don't have to be geniuses neither to realize that for someone to stand up and present such measures, that person must have courage in his veins. For him to stand fiercely in the face of adversity and to decide in the interest of a better tomorrow for our country and our nation. What are the complaints, Madam Speaker? Our youths have got this to say to you. Our youths, to whom, Madam Speaker, I relate to as my sons and daughters for the future of our country. What do you wish the youth of our country? A country of beggars, a nation without pride, a country with its investors fleeing away as it crumbles to bankruptcy? This government is concerned in investing in the youth of our country. From the very early age, government is providing all the necessary support to the youth in developing their potential in all aspects of life. It is a Labour government that brought free education, free transport, and invested massively in the constructions in educational establishments from the time of the father of our nation jusqu'à présent, Premier ministre, digne fils de sa Sibsaga et de notre nation mauricienne. Madam Speaker, education is free at all levels, from pre-primary to tertiary. Government is providing 11 million rupees for youth development programs and 20 million rupees for smart youth programs. Additionally, the government is setting up 7 sports academies with a solid conviction to professionalize the sports sector and promote the well-being of our young people. 1.1 billion rupees has been allocated to the Minister of Youth and Sports, and we have trust and confidence in Honourable Minister Dharmalingam to successfully realize the vision of the government as well as the aspirations of our youths. I must underline that the Honourable Minister, for the first time, organized and personally attended a one-day recreational event in Amori, a small village found in our constituency, Piton-Rivière-du-Rempart. Recently, it was highly appreciated to see him in Karo-Kaltis, another remote area where attention of all, one and all, is required. Better employment opportunities for our youth will be provided through in-depth structural reforms in the economic landscape for them to contribute to the progress of our nation. This budget is laser-focused on creating well-paid jobs and fostering an innovative economy design for the young generation. Government is introducing new fiscal incentives under the innovative Mauritius scheme. 2025-2026 budget introduces transformative income tax reforms designed to empower youth by reducing financial burdens and stimulating economic participation. By simplifying the tax bands, exempting annual income tax up to 500,000 rupees, taxing the next 500,000 rupees at only 10%, and capping the highest rate at 20%. The policy removes 44,000 individuals from the tax net entirely, with 81%, as said before, of employees paying no income tax. This directly benefits young professionals and entrepreneurs, allowing them to retain more earnings for skill development, innovation, or savings. This, coupled with incentives like over 150,000 rupees AI tax deduction for startups and equity funds for young entrepreneurs. The reforms foster a conducive environment for youth-led economic growth, aligning with the vision of tomorrow. Furthermore, the proposed new tax regime in itself will, as Honourable Utim said, provide more money directly from the earnings to the pocket of the employees, of the workers. They will not be asking for arms allowances. They will have money at hand. Madam Speaker, I shall touch briefly on the welfare state.
Keep an eye on the time, please.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Certain individuals tend to erroneously spread the idea that the welfare state is being dismantled. Madam Speaker, it is to be noted that our welfare state has been established under the hallmark of the Labour government, under the hands of the father of the nation, and therefore, casting such aspersion can only be attributed to sheer and utter bad faith. It is to be pointed out that government has shown its commitment to preserve the national well-being of its citizens by reinforcing social protection measures, such as this government has maintained the minimum income of 20,000 rupees. Over and above 70 billion rupees have been provided for the Ministry of Social Security and Social Integration. Thank you. After which 53 billion rupees have been earmarked for payment of basic retirement pensions. Widows and invalids benefits have been maintained by this government in its 2025-2026 budget. Madam Speaker, I turn now to my own ministry. Madam Speaker, digital transformation and new technologies, especially AI, are vital for public sector reform, changing how citizens engage with government and governmental service. The budget of 2025-2026 highlights AI's importance, and due allocations to the public sector AI program. This will provide all ministries with AI tools, boosting policymaking and service delivery, and signaling a commitment to a future-ready public service. Aligned with the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovations, Digital Transformation Blueprint, my ministry piloted the Electronic Document Management System, i.e. the EDMS. This system automates document management, cutting delays and costs while increasing transparency. The budget of 2025-2026, allocations have been made to expand the EDMS across the public service. My ministry also successfully piloted the Electronic Scheme of Public Service, the ESOS. This dramatically speeds up scheme management from month to real time. The budget has allocated funds to roll out the ESOS across the public service as well. This enhanced ESOS system will use AI to empower HR staff, enabling efficient development and updates of schemes of service to attract top talent for citizen-centric public service. Moreover, Madam Speaker, good governance is the cornerstone of a thriving nation, fostering transparency, accountability, and the efficient use of resources for the betterment of all our citizens. However, for the past decade, Mauritius has witnessed a grim reality, a decline in our international rankings, notably in the Corruption Perception Index and the Mo Ibrahim Index of African Governance. In the Corruption Perception Index, Mauritius has regressed in the last 10 years. Similarly, in the Mo Ibrahim Index of African Governance, while Mauritius ranked first in overall governance in 2014, in the last 10 years, it has shown warning signs, and I quote, and an increasing deterioration in several categories. End of quote. Our people have endured corrupt practices, spiraling out of control as never before, where greed had advanced to a state of limitless rapacity. The previous administration, unfortunately, stifled good governance, demonstrating a blatant disregard to established rules and regulations. This in turn crippled the system, bringing progress and trust to a grinding stall. My ministry intends to work closely with the Financial Crimes Commission and other similar bodies to not just enforce good governance, but to embed it as an unwavering standard across the entire public service. Moreover, I'm pleased to note that the Public Service Commission and the other commissions dealing with recruitment in the public service have regained their lettre de noblesse. Recruitment will now be conducted in a transparent, fair, and impartial manner, where meritocracy remains the sole criterion for serving in the public service. Madam Speaker, no more letters issued at the desk of ministries. No more police officers appointed joining training directly at the caserne. No more issuing letters of appointment at bureau cab. Everything is transparent. Everything is based upon meritocracy. My ministry is actively elaborating a new public sector reforms strategy, 2025-2029, which is meticulously aligned with the government program presented earlier. Our nation's blueprint for Mauritius, a bridge to the future, digital transformation 2025-2029 as well. Our public sector reform strategy puts a significant focus on strengthening governance, ensuring a future where accountability, integrity, and transparency prevail, and it is always high on the agenda. Madam Speaker, in order to fast-track reforms initiatives, my ministry is also introducing the public reforms scheme with an initial provision already earmarked in the budget of 2025-2026. This scheme is a strategic and transformative initiative designed to enhance the effectiveness and responsiveness of our institutions. It is focused on improving process, strengthening institutional structures, promote the adoption of innovative technologies through the sandbox framework, and empowering our public officers with the skills and mindsets required to lead change. Madam Speaker, to ensure that reforms are not only well conceived but also effectively implemented, paragraph 210 of Budget Speech 2025-2026 highlights the setting up of reforms and innovation units in all ministries and departments. These units will be led by designated directors of reforms who will drive the reform agenda from within, working closely with the respective accounting officers and my ministry to ensure coherence and accountability. Madam Speaker, one of the foundation pillars of this strategy is the introduction of a public sector reforms bill as a key measure announced by the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance in his budget speech. Madam Speaker, I am pleased to announce that my ministry has finalized the terms of reference for the recruitment of a consultant to revamp and digitalize the performance management system in an objective manner. Since the time it was put in place to the present time, it is dysfunctional. We are revamping it to make it objective, proper, and a source of motivation to our public officers. Madam Speaker, a short note on the training and capacity building. It is common knowledge to one and every one of the functioning of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Public Service and Innovation. But we are adding to that place a new section which will be concerned with a public sector innovation research lab. Such a lab exists in countries like Singapore, UAE, and India. This lab will function as a national hub for experimentation, co-creation, and problem solving, where public officers, academics, technologists, and citizens can work together to redesign public services and delivery models, prototype new administrative processes, streamline workflows, and apply human-centered design thinking to governance challenges. It Goal is clear. That is to improve operational efficiency, reduce bureaucracy, and foster a smooth, agile public service that is responsive to the needs of citizens. Madam Speaker, the budget has put emphasis on research and development, backed by a sum of 200 million rupees for policy-driven research. This in itself is a game changer. In the past, public service decisions were often made based on inertia or intuition. Now, we are institutionalizing knowledge-based governance. Ministries and departments will work with a research center at the Institute to generate insights that improve program design, service, research, and impact. We're laying the groundwork for citizen-centric, tech-enabled, research-informed public service, one that listens, learns, adapts, and above all, delivers. This budget has taken into consideration the well-being and welfare of public officers. Allocations have been made to ensure that the Public Officers Welfare Council operates and has as its operational modus sports keep-fit programs to well-being as well as cultural initiatives. Madam Speaker.
You concluding?
Yes. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I had a few words in Creole, but I will avoid that. As rightly advised by yourself, Madam Speaker. In conclusion, this budget is bold. This budget is courageous. This budget is of vision to be able to govern. As our Prime Minister has always said, we need to have clear vision. Madam Speaker, I come to the end of my contribution towards this budget. Thank you.
Thank you. I think there's consensus that we can break now for 1.5 hours. You'll count, we'll ring the bell.